Part 170. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu. Chapter 1691. This time, Mokashi almost went all out. He didn't want the jumping clown in front of him to continue jumping. He wants to wash away his previous humiliation with blood, and he wants to end everything in front of him. Grass. It's over. This guy has made a big move. Damn it, you're overplaying it. Bai Piao took a deep breath, and then gritted his teeth. The state at this moment is very real, the kind that will explode every minute. Fang fanboy. Are you f***ing ready? The blood bag is not enough. I can't hold it anymore. Bai Piao asked Fang Fan for help from the air. At this moment, Fang Fan also concentrated all his thoughts, not daring to have any surprises. This is the first time to fight against a 5-star sanctuary powerhouse. Seeing that the 5-star sanctuary powerhouse in the Dark Temple had been successfully enraged by Bai Piao, and attacked Bai Piao with all his strength, Fang Fan took a deep breath, and then suddenly opened his eyes wide. The opportunity is here. Na Yan. Control the battle. Fang Fan let out a roar, his words seemed extremely anxious. Na Yan is the owner of the 7th class god level TNG star apprentice, and his strongest point lies in his war control magic skill. Battle control: activate the power of heaven, double the combat power of the designated target, and reduce the combat power of another designated target by half. The duration lasts 10 minutes, and the cooldown period is 3 days. Fang Fan's designated targets are Mokashi, the 5-star sanctuary powerhouse of the Dark Temple, and the silver armored puppets. Obey my lord. Na Yan soared into the sky, and then silently began to cast spells. The exclusive artifact in his hand, Si-Nan, began to spin rapidly, and the speed of the spin became faster and faster. Immediately, beams of light gathered around, and gradually turned into nothingness following Na Yan's chanting. Control the battle. Na Yan let out a soft drink, and then the light rushed directly to Mokashi, the 5-star sanctuary level powerhouse in the Dark Temple, reducing his combat power by half. But at the same time, the combat power of the silver armored puppet has not been improved at all. My lord, the silver armored puppet is not an intelligent creature, so it cannot increase its combat power. Battle control effect has no effect on him. Na Yan frowned, and then sighed softly. This kind of thing can only be said to be very helpless, and relatively speaking, there is no good solution. It doesn't work against the silver armored puppet. Fang Fan froze for a moment, although he was a little surprised, but he couldn't accept it. The silver armored puppet does not have its own soul, so it is not unreasonable to say that the battle control magic skill is invalid. If you haven't been promoted, then attack directly. Silver armored puppet, launch a surprise attack from behind. Kill. Fang Fan opened his eyes wide, his eyes gradually became sharper, and his thoughts also churned. He only has a minute or so. A silver armored puppet in the 5-star sanctuary can only last for more than a minute. When the time is up, the star core will be consumed, and everything will be settled. Mokashi, who was madly attacking Bai Piao, had completely doubted his life at this moment. He is the deputy 2nd rank acting cardinal of the Dark Temple, the Dark God Envoy, and the supreme powerhouse in the 5-star sanctuary, but now, what has happened to him now? He dealt with an existence that was not even a quasi-sacred realm, yet he missed again and again. Anger, drive him crazy. The sense of humiliation arises spontaneously. At this moment, he has completely lost his mind. He just wanted to tear Bai Piao into pieces to prove his bravery. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu. Chapter 1692. Boom. Bang bang bang. The sound of crashing and clashing of weapons could be heard endlessly, and Mokashi's roar was very real to a certain extent. It's this moment. Fang Fan squinted his eyes, one after another thoughts were churning in his mind, and then he let out a mouthful of dirty air. The thoughts gradually boiled up. Silver armored puppet. Attack. Fang Fan took a breath and gave the order in a cold voice. At this moment, no surprises can be tolerated, everything is developing in an exciting direction. Whoosh whoosh. The silver armored puppet landed from a high altitude, falling directly in a parabolic posture, and the speed was getting faster and faster. It was about to directly attack the 5-star sanctuary level powerhouse Makaxe of the Dark Camp. Makaxe, the 5-star sanctuary level powerhouse of the Dark Camp who was fighting Bai Biao for real, felt something was wrong at this moment. He turned his head silently, as if he wanted to take a good look at what happened, but after taking a look, his eyes were full of confusion. Impossible. This is impossible. 5-star sanctuary, how could there be a 5-star sanctuary here? This man in silver armor, has been ambushed. Mokashi, the acting cardinal of the Dark Temple, swallowed his saliva, and the panic in his eyes was extremely real. As he roared, the spear tip of the silver armored puppet got closer and closer to him. Damn! Makaxe was stunned for a moment, and then wanted to hide directly. He knew that he was stabbed just like that, so he was really cool. It is also a 5-star sanctuary, but now he is in a passive state. At this moment, he can only choose to flee, and wait until he is prepared before continuing to fight back. This is a high-quality choice. Mokashi took a breath, and such thoughts were churning in his mind, gradually becoming more intense. Just when he was about to withdraw and leave, he found that his body was very stiff. You, what are you doing? Are you crazy? Let me go. Damn. What a lunatic. I want you to let go. Let go. Mokashi stared at Bai Biao. At the moment Bai Biao was hugging his waist tightly, spitting blood from his mouth. It seemed that he wanted to keep him here. The scene was extremely horrifying. Crap. After beating labor and management for so long, you just leave. Labor and management have been beaten for nothing. Damn it, I am a god envoy who holds grudges very much. Today I will beat you to ashes. Fang Fan boy, you owe me another big favor this time. Bai Biao swallowed a mouthful of saliva, and felt that there were streaks of cold sweat on his forehead. At this moment, his state had completely collapsed. His tone of voice became hurried. Although he is very resistant, it does not mean that he has always been an indestructible King Kong. What he is fighting against now is a strong 5-star sanctuary. It was already an accident that he could survive for so long without being beaten to death. Crazy, what a crazy. Go to hell. You want to court death? Don't drag me. Get out. Get out. Makaxe was really a little panicked at the moment, shouting, and then started attacking Bai Biao desperately. Bai Biao spit out more blood every time, but his face became firmer every time. Silver armored puppet, here we come. A little cold light comes first, and then the spear shoots out like a dragon. Under Fang Fan's command, the silver armored puppet stabbed viciously at Mokashi's back. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shuyu. Chapter 1693. The speed is getting faster and faster, and the battle is getting more and more fierce. Stab. The tip of the gun pierced into the body, dripping blood spattered out. Ah, ah, ah. Damn, get out. Get out. Mokashi clenched his teeth, his eyes flickered, and the severe pain caused him to lose his voice. Using the power generated by the pain, Mokashi broke free from Bai Piao's shackles. At this moment, a huge blood hole appeared in his chest. This blood hole was left by the silver-armored puppet just now. Although the silver-armored puppet couldn't withstand the doubling of combat power increase due to its special constitution, Mokashi's combat power was indeed reduced by half. Originally, the fighting power of the two was almost the same, but now that Mokashi's record has been cut in half, the 5-star sanctuary level silver-armored puppet can naturally occupy an absolute advantage. If the fight continues for a long time, the silver-armored puppet will surely win. But Fang Fan didn't have much time. It's been 30 seconds since the silver-armored puppet was activated. Although it is said that Mokaxi has been severely injured, it is not enough. The silver-armored puppet has less than a minute left. Once the silver-armored puppet is exhausted, it will be too late. Fang Fan secretly squinted his eyes, and the eyes flashed brightly. Such thoughts boiled in his mind, and gradually transformed into the most real appearance. Fang Fan squinted his eyes and watched the battle between Mokashi and the silver-armored puppet, and couldn't help but fall into deep thought. These issues must be considered in time. Although the silver-armored puppet can now fight against the 5-star sanctuary-level powerhouse Mokashi in the Dark Temple, Mokaxa will not be wiped out by the silver-armored puppet in a short time. It is better to cut off one finger than to hurt his 10 fingers. Fang Fan is still very clear about this truth, so at this moment Fang Fan has fallen into a state of infinite entanglement. We must take the risk. While there is still a chance. Once the silver-armored puppet runs out of oil and lights, no one under my command will be able to fight against the 5-star sanctuary powerhouse of this Dark Temple. At that time, it will be equivalent to obliterating all hope. Fang Fan narrowed his eyes secretly, all kinds of thoughts were churning in his mind, making his head as big as a cow. Deputy 2nd Grade Acting Cardinal of the Dark Temple, Mokashi, the Dark God Envoy. Fang Fan learned this information through the relevant clothing and the names those people just called the 5-star sanctuary powerhouse of the Dark Camp. Mokashi. How dare you be rude in front of the true God? Fang Fan Tang soared into the air, and came directly to the periphery of the battlefield between Mokashi and the silver-armored puppet, and at the same time secretly called out. The majesty of the Rage God. Powerful auras that belonged exclusively to the true God emanated from Fang Fan, a dazzling halo seemed to gradually appear on top of Fang Fan's head, as if the true God had really entered the world. God, this is the breath of God. No. It's impossible. There must be something wrong. How could the true God come here? Mokashi, the Deputy 2nd Rank Acting Cardinal of the Dark Temple, the Dark God Envoy, murmured to himself, and fell into a state of extreme confusion at the moment. Although he felt that this was nonsense in his heart, but for some reason, he had a feeling of willingness to believe, as if everything was silently highlighted. Humph. Your faith is not firm. The Lord God of Darkness sent me to punish you. Fang Fan snorted coldly and said solemnly. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1694. To act is to do a full set, and you must not make any troubles in this regard. Believe it or not, it's completely okay to fool around first, just to show this unruly and natural posture. The Lord of Darkness. No. My belief, is there really something wrong with my belief? My belief in the Lord of Darkness has never changed. I was wrong, I shouldn't be greedy and lustful, I shouldn't force those goddess envoys in the temple. I repent, I shouldn't be greedy, I was really wrong. I shouldn't be cursing His Majesty the Pope in secret, I shouldn't be dissatisfied with the dark gods. Mokashi, the Deputy 2nd Rank Acting Cardinal of the Dark Temple, suddenly burst into tears, and told all his things in one go. At this moment, it seems that he is in a state of hypnosis, what to say, the whole person seems a little dazed. Fang Fan took a breath, and swallowed secretly, The opportunity came. This state won't last long. Fang Fan secretly beckoned, the 5-star sanctuary level silver armored puppet has rushed over from the side. This time, a little cold light was aimed directly at Mokashi's head. No. It's a fraud. It's all fake. Boom. Before Mokashi could fully react, the spear of the silver armored puppet pierced his mind, and immediately there was a big explosion. Mokashi's head exploded directly in the air, and the brain and blood were glued together, making it look particularly cloudy. The eyeballs that exploded were floating in the air, looking extremely unwilling, but helpless. In the end they could only float with the wind. Fang Fan took a deep breath. It's over. Silver armored puppet, come back. Fang Fan waved his hand, and when his mind was relaxing, suddenly the world turned pale. Boy Fang Fan, the body that lost its head is still shaking. He transplanted his eyeballs and facial features to his chest. This is not the power of mortals. Bai Piao walked over while bleeding, with a serious expression on his face. Fang Fan looked at Mokax's attire at the moment, and still looked a bit confused. Without a head, can you still maintain signs of life? Can you use your chest as your mouth, ears, and glasses? Why does it sound so weird? I'm not going to die. I'm never going to die. Great God of darkness. I am willing to sacrifice everything I have. Please give me the strength to kill this heretic in front of me. Mokashi's headless body suddenly jumped up, and at the same time, a black mist in the sky gathered directly beside Mokashi. He sacrificed himself to the evil god of darkness. The Dark Thulhu accepted his sacrifice. It's over, the power of the Dark Thulhu is coming. Fang Fan, run away quickly. This time I really can't stop it. That's God. It's the true God's will. Bai Piao clenched his teeth, his body trembled violently unnaturally, and while talking, the sound of gasping for cold air seemed very real. Now at this time, it is useless to say 1,000 words and 10,000, things have already happened, and the situation has begun to collapse. Bai Piao grabbed Fang Fan's arm, making a gesture to run away. I can't go. Fang Fan narrowed his eyes silently, and said firmly. His wealth is all here. Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1695. If we evacuate now, everyone will die. He never thought that things would develop to this point, but since it happened, he could only persevere and fight. The will of the God of Darkness came. The power bombardment of the God of Darkness. So what? Can you really control everything? For Fang Fan, he never believed in the so-called true God. They are nothing more than cultivators with more advanced cultivation bases. If they were standing in front of Fang Fan at this moment, Fang Fan would also retreat straight away wisely, but now they are separated by countless planes, endless heavens. If you think about it this way, how much can they save after their power spreads here? This is what Fang Fan should focus on. GGG. Sweet blood food. Not bad. Finally meta quality is not bad. Well, I like this feeling. I will devour your soul, and then help you fulfill your wish. The headless Mokashi suddenly laughed strangely, and his face on the chest suddenly trembled, looking very unique. Are you committing suicide yourself, and then let me devour your soul, or let me kill you first, and then devour your soul? The headless Mokashi said every word, looking at Fang Fan with indifference. At this moment, Mokashi has changed consciousness. In other words, he sacrificed all of himself, and what now dominates his consciousness should be the consciousness of the dark god he sacrificed to. Divine consciousness. If it is really divine consciousness, there may not be no chance. Fang Fan squinted his eyes, and the eyes sparkled with brilliance. Seeing that Mokashi, whose consciousness was controlled by the god of darkness, rushed towards him, Fang Fan no longer hesitated. Rage God's finger. With a thought, Fang Fan hummed softly, and then a huge finger was suddenly reflected in the sky. The fingers gradually swelled, and the speed of the expansion became faster and faster, and the magnitude of the expansion became larger and larger, giving people a sense of panic in consciousness. Fang Fan had fused a part of the divine finger before, and the magic skill of Rage God's divine finger was also comprehended after fusing that part of the divine finger. Fang Fan thought to himself, his eyes became more and more clear. What the hell? Headless Mokashi frowned, looking quite impatient, and didn't care at all. When the huge finger landed from the air and covered him, his expression suddenly changed. This is the power of God. How do you have such power? Ah, my divine sense. My divine sense. And let me go. I am the god of fear among the dark gods. You dare to disrespect me, you will regret it, you will definitely regret it. Don't. Headless Mokashi trembled his lips, and had completely fallen into a state of collapse. Under the burst of thoughts, the whole person had completely lost his voice. Everything is silent, everything seems indifferent. God of fear. What about the true God? It's not that I haven't wiped out the so-called true God's consciousness before. Don't say it is to wipe out the consciousness, even if I am a goddess. Fang Fan stopped abruptly when he said this, and when it was time to keep a low profile, he still had to keep a low profile. Fang Fan boy, you have obliterated the consciousness of a true God. What is the huge finger that your kid summoned just now? You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shuyu. Chapter 1696. Bai Piao stared at her eyes, looking unbelievable. While talking, her face changed. This is true God consciousness. To some extent, it is immortal. Only a true God can deal with a true God. It's just a set of combat skills that I have comprehended. I didn't expect to have a special effect bonus against the true God's consciousness. Fang Fan said lightly, looking very casual. Bai Piao, who was standing by the side, opened his mouth, and was speechless at the moment. Did he understand it? Is there such a possibility? Comprehension is so awesome to criticize class. Liar. After beheading the acting Cardinal Dark Envoy of the Dark Camp, the situation changed dramatically. Mokashi was originally the absolute leader of these people. Now that the most powerful leaders are all killed, from their own perspective, the sense of panic is too real. It can only be said that this is the norm. The battle scene is breaking out crazily. Hot Spring had already taken the opportunity to kill a 3-star sanctuary expert from the Dark Camp. At this moment, there were still 2 3-star sanctuary experts left in the Dark Camp, dragged by Annie and the Blood Shura army respectively. The death of Mokashi caused great shock to all the cultivators in the Dark Camp. Dead, really dead. His Master Makaxa is a strong 5-star sanctuary. If he is dead, what can we do? What should I do next? Is it just waiting to die? No. Absolutely not like this. If the leader of the Xiaoyui battle group hadn't left with his 707 battle group, perhaps we would have won the victory long ago. That's right, although there are only 10,000 people in the battle group under the command of Commander Xiaoyui, all of them are above the quasi-sacred realm. Commander Xiaoyui himself is also a 5-star sanctuary. Hey, it's a pity that Makaxa was so popular that he left. What should we do now? The enemy specifically picks our Saint Realm powerhouses to attack. When our Saint Realm combat strength is almost killed, will it be our turn? I'm a little scared. Fear is a normal emotion, and not being afraid is really abnormal, but now even if you are afraid, you must hold on, you must hold on. Only by holding on can you win. Give me a hammer. The enemies are all over here, slipped away. Dead friends don't die poor, I'll go first as a respect. When Mokashi was beheaded, the army of the Dark Camp could not be regarded as a total collapse, but its morale was affected to some extent, and at this moment, the high-end combat power of the Dark Camp was gradually wiped out, morale gradually dropped to freezing point. At this moment, some fleeing crowds have already appeared. According to this trend, it may not be long before the whole thing will collapse. No retreat. Go. Go on. Go on. Who allowed you to evacuate? Let me tell you. You must stabilize for me. Stabilize the battle situation. Poof. The deputy head of the Bronze Legion of a Dark Camp was shot and killed by Caitlin just as he wanted to maintain order. Under the fierce offensive, in addition to retreating steadily, they can only retreat steadily. There is almost no possibility of any development. Even a small group of cultivators from the Dark Camp who want to stubbornly resist cannot shake the overall situation. The final result has already been booked. The frenzied pursuit begins at this moment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shuyu. Chapter 1697. The sharp drop in morale and the complete rout were only 10 minutes away. 10 minutes later, the two Bronze Legions of the Dark Camp had completely lost their fighting spirit and chose to run for their lives. Full pursuit. Capture as many warships as possible. With Fang Fan's order, the 308 Bronze Legion, Human Emperor Legion, Warrior Slave Legion, and Sky Fox cultivators rushed out to reap the fruits of victory. Beheaded a 5-star Sanctuary Realm acting Cardinal Dark Envoy from the Dark Camp. In addition to getting 1,000,000 contribution points, he also got 2 holy cards and thousands of star cores. The cards in the 5-star Sanctuary Realm are just different. The corners of Fang Fan's mouth were slightly raised, and there were gleams of light in his eyes. Such thoughts were churning in his mind, which made him feel excited from the bottom of his heart. Holy Imprisonment Card, after using it, you can directly imprison 5-star Sanctuary and below level practitioners for 3 seconds. Holy Formation Card, after opening, you will randomly get a holy formation, which has the effect of killing, trapping, and confusing enemies. Of course, Fang Fan is no stranger to the holy level imprisonment card. He has obtained it before. If he had such a holy level imprisonment card in this battle, he could save a lot of trouble and risk. He could directly throw out the holy level imprisonment card, and then that Mokashi was imprisoned for 3 seconds, and then the 5-star Sanctuary level silver armored puppet pounced on him, causing the maximum damage to him within 3 seconds. In this way, there will be no moths behind. As for the latter holy formation card, the explanation is rather vague. Can get a holy formation? What is the holy formation like? All this is unknown. Fang Fan nodded secretly, without thinking too much. My lord, this is the storage ring of Mokashi. This time, we sent it. Hao Yun took a deep breath, and there were flashes of light in his eyes. While speaking, his body was trembling slightly, and he seemed very excited. Looking at him like this, it seems that the harvest in the storage ring is not small. How many star cores? Holding the storage ring, Fang Fan immediately asked. More than 11 million star cores. My lord, this is a windfall. As Hao Yun was talking, the frequency of gasping for cold air became faster and faster. While talking, his body trembled slightly unnaturally. So much. Fang Fan was stunned for a moment, looking a little surprised. This is indeed a windfall. When he was the richest before, he only had more than 1,000,000 star cores in his hands. More than 10 million star cores, this is an astronomical figure. A shocking and horrifying number. A million star cores can activate a silver armored puppet for 1 minute. 10 million is to be able to start for 10 minutes. Based on this, it's still a poor ghost. Fang Fan's face darkened, with a gold swallowing beast like a silver armored puppet, no number of star cores would be enough. But something is better than nothing. With more than 10 million star cores, it can almost raise the rest of the 10-star Emperor Master Realm Legion under his command to the low-level Quasi-Saint Realm. My lord, you are really brave and mighty. You repelled the powerful enemy casually. In the Broken Soul Demon Realm, you can completely sweep away the invincible. Hao Yun took advantage of the momentum and said flattering, but the way of flattering was so-so, and seemed a little stiff. This time it was pure luck. Didn't you notice that there are fewer troops in the dark camp? Fang Fan pondered for a moment, then asked calmly. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1698. With Fang Fan's reminder, Hao Yun instantly opened his eyes wide. He really didn't feel it just now, but after being told by Fang Fan, he really felt something was wrong. Yes, it's the full-fledged battle group of the Dark Knight Legion. The Dark Knight Legion is the same as our Light Legion or the Light Knight Legion, they are the elite of the elites of their respective temples. Even if it's just a full battle group of 10,000 people, it should not be underestimated. Among them, there are no fewer than dozens of officers in the Holy Realm, and ordinary soldiers start from the quasi-sacred realm. If this is the case, then this matter is open to discussion. My lord, where did the full battle group of the Dark Knight Legion go? Could it be that they want to plot revenge or ambush us? Hao Yun took a deep breath, and couldn't help showing a nervous look on his face. If this is really the case, things will not be so simple. Calm down. Things are not as bad as we thought. If it's an ambush, it's impossible not to show up until now. As for plotting revenge, it's even more impossible. If the full battle group of the Dark Knight Legion and the 2 Bronze Legion of the 2 Dark Temples attack together, I might still have some concerns. As for this moment. While Fang Fan was talking, there were flashes of light in his eyes. Now if the full battle group of the Dark Knight Legion comes over, it will really be courting death. Clean the battlefield and leave quickly. Don't stay. Fang Fan waved his hand, and immediately issued a strict order. This encounter did have some risks, but the rewards were good. Not to mention the more than 10 million star cores in the storage ring of the Deputy Second Rank Acting Cardinal of the Dark Temple, the most important thing is, there are also many high-level cards to harvest. The only ones that can attract Fang Fan now are those rare holy cards. Ma Caxi, the Deputy Second Rank Acting Cardinal and Dark God Envoy who killed the Dark Temple before, got 2 treasured holy cards. Holy Level Imprisonment card and Holy Level Formation card. After Galen delivered the relevant holy cards, a few of them were more suitable. Holy Legion Experience card, after using it, you can get a lot of Legion experience, which can improve the level of 1 or more legions. Holy Skeleton Lord Summoning card, after opening, summon a 5-star Sacred Realm Skeleton Lord for 10 minutes. It will be sent back automatically after 10 minutes. Holy Battleship Promotion card, can be used to transform battleships. Looking at these cards again, a smile gradually appeared on Fang Fan's face. Another batch of excellent holy cards. In addition to these more cherished holy cards, there are many ordinary holy cards. For example, Holy Level Blank card, Holy Level Food card, Holy Level Promotion card. It is very difficult to auction off Holy Level Blank cards in the auction system, but Holy Level Food cards have always been extremely popular. Basically, even if they set a 100,000 star core price, someone will soon auction them off. Fang Fan couldn't help sighing that there are actually more foodies in this world. As for the Saint level promotion card, it is equivalent to 10,000 Quasi-Sage level promotion cards, worth 10,000 star cores, which is not ordinary. The Holy Level Skeleton Lord Summoning card, can summon a 5-star Sanctuary combat power. Although it only lasts for 10 minutes, it is enough to turn the tide of the battle. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 1699. Fang Fan nodded secretly, and couldn't help but have some different thoughts in his mind. The ones that can be used immediately are the Holy Legion Experience card and the Holy Battleship Promotion card. Holy Legion Experience cards are no strangers. I used a Holy Legion Experience card to raise the Blood Shuro Legion from a low-level quasi-sacred realm to a 1-star Sanctuary realm. It is very rare. As for the Holy Battleship Promotion card, it seems a bit special. Upgrade a battleship? Transform a battleship? This is the first time. Fang Fan thought to himself, then nodded silently. The overall planning from all aspects is extraordinarily unique. This Holy Level Legion Experience card does not need to be used on one legion, but, fuse Tongzhou. Otherwise, the speed of other legion saints is too slow. Fang Fan secretly sighed, thinking silently in his heart. Among the top 10 legions under his command now, the Blood Shuro Legion is a 1-star Sanctuary Realm Legion, the Low Heavy Machine Gun Legion and the Yellow Turban Peace Warlock Legion are all middle-level Quasi-Saint Realm Legions, and the other 7 legions are all just 10-star Emperor Realm. Exploding the Holy Legion Experience card is not easy, so naturally it must be taken seriously, and there should be no waste. This is Fang Fan's most sincere idea and idea all the time, and it is relatively clear. I still have more than 10 million star cores in my hand, let's fully upgrade the legion under my command. Fang Fan nodded secretly, his eyes flickering brightly. Promote the Abyss Demon General Army, Judgment Unicorn Army, Black Dragon Knight Army, to the low-level Quasi-Sacred Realm. Ding. Consuming 8.1 million Quasi-Sage level promotion cards, 7 10-star Emperor Master Realm Legions have successfully promoted to the low-level Quasi-Sage level. When the system sound came from his ear, Fang Fan nodded secretly, and then sighed silently. Everything has been settled with the dust. Although it consumes a lot of star cores, as long as one's own combat power is strong, it is naturally irrelevant. Use the Holy Legion Experience card again. Use it on the 9 legions in front of you at the same time. Fang Fan narrowed his eyes secretly, temporarily excluding the Blood Shuro Legion, because in his opinion, sharing some legion experience with the Blood Shuro Legion now is irrelevant, or in other words, it is a relatively wasteful behavior and action. Ding. The Holy Legion Experience card has been successfully used. Ding. The Abyss Demon General Corps has been promoted to a high-level Quasi-Sacred Realm. Ding. The Low Heavy Machine Gun Corps has been promoted to a high-level Quasi-Sacred Realm. Ding. The Black Dragon Knight Legion has been promoted to a high-level Quasi-Sacred Realm. As the system sounds came from one after another, Fang Fan's expression couldn't help but change. The change was still quite large. All the 9 legions have been promoted to the high-level Quasi-Sacred Realm. Among the original 9 legions, the Low Heavy Machine Gun Corps and the Yellow Turban Typing Warlock Corps have actually been promoted to the middle-level Quasi-Sacred Realm, and the other 7 legions are low-level Quasi-Sacred Realms, and collectively used a card like this after the cards. All of them have been promoted to the high-level Quasi-Sacred Realm. Fang Fan nodded secretly, and the smiles on his face became more involuntary. If this is the case, the thoughts will appear more real. All in all, the harvest is great. The combat power of the high-level Quasi-Sage army is thousands of times stronger than that of the low-level Quasi-Sages and even the 10-star Emperor. The corners of Fang Fan's mouth raised slightly, his eyes were full of fighting spirit. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shuyu. Chapter 1700. In troubled times, strength is the most important thing. As for the others, they don't have much meaning and value relatively speaking. My lord, shall we now, go back to Xingyu Island? In the distance, Wenquan, the head of the 308th Bronze Legion, came over with an excited look on his face. At this moment, he is already devoted to Fang Fan from the bottom of his heart. It can only be said that all aspects are amazing. Surprise for no reason. Before being forced to submit by Fang Fan, he still had some complaints in his heart, feeling that he was extremely powerful and did not deserve to be treated like this. But at this moment, there is only an unparalleled sense of tranquility and admiration in his heart. The 5-star sanctuary powerhouse of the Dark Temple was killed by Fang Fan. Killing so simply. So smooth. He also once again saw the courage of Fang Fan's silver-armored warrior when he made a move. Too strong, too strong. The 5-star sanctuary realm's combat power erupted, causing him, a 4-star sanctuary realm practitioner, to inexplicably feel a sense of panic. Wenquan thought about it, and couldn't help but glance at Bai Biao, who was screaming at the side. I didn't pay attention to this person before, I just thought he talked a lot of nonsense, but now it seems that I have underestimated him. How can there be ordinary people around the Lord? It's a miracle that the 5-star sanctuary powerhouse who was able to stop the Dark Temple for such a long time has not died. Wenquan sighed in his heart, and the smiles on his face became more and more. Such thoughts gradually erupted in his mind, and he suddenly felt that surrendering to Fang Fan might be the wisest choice. Previously, he was huddled on Xingyu Island, thinking all day how not to deal with the elites of the Dark Camp head-on, and acting greedy for life and fear of death to the extreme. For this reason, they even did not hesitate to falsely report casualties, just to survive. In troubled times, a leader of the Bronze Legion who has no backing like him is too humble, and if he is not careful, he will be killed by cannon fodder. If it is possible to find a big backer at this moment, that would naturally be excellent. Wenquan thought in his heart, the light in his eyes became brighter and brighter, and the excitement in his heart at this moment became more and more real, giving him a desire to go all out. My lord, you, what are your plans for the future? Are you going directly to Xingyu Island or? Hot Spring cautiously asked again from the side. Fang Fan did not reply to his previous inquiry at all. Fang Fan narrowed his eyes silently, then glanced around indifferently. Xingyu Island is an isolated island, it doesn't matter whether you want it or not. Although Xingyu Island is said to be the southeast gateway of the Sky Sacred Sanctuary, now the Holy City of Light is surrounded, and the entire Sky Sacred Sanctuary is full of loopholes, let alone others. Fang Fan shook his head silently. It really doesn't make much sense to go back to station on Xingyu Island now. If possible, it is better to choose a more appropriate strategy and tactics. My lord, do you mean to abandon Xingyu Island? But what should we do if we give up Xingyu Island? Now the entire Qingtian sanctuary is full of legions from the Dark Camp. If we wander around, I'm afraid they will regard them as a thorn in their side. Hot Spring swallowed a mouthful of saliva, and then continued to analyze carefully. Fang Fan raised his head, silently glanced at the hot spring, his gaze was deep and far away.